Hi folks, Tim here, and welcome back to Elmendorf Acres. We're in the kitchen with Abby today, and she is doing a bacon-wrapped tenderloin. It's a venison tenderloin, so we're going to go over the way she's doing it, and part of the recipe. It's a new recipe for us, so we're going to see how it works out. So we're going to go through each step as we go, and kind of learn as we go. But Abby's a good cook. She's been doing a lot with venison ever since we got married, and has improved greatly from the first couple of years to where we are now. So stay tuned, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We're going to try to do some of these videos as I have time, especially now that we're getting into the fall and winter season. I'm home a little bit more, so as we have time to do some of these videos, we're going to throw some in rather than the normal landscaping type work. So please enjoy. What are we making?
We're making roasted sweet potatoes. We do them a little differently. We just cut them in half. We'll rub them with olive oil, salt and pepper them, and stick them in the oven for about 30-40 minutes, depending on the size. These guys will probably be 30 minutes.
You just cut the ends off and cut a bad spot off if you see one.
That's about it. Cuts down the cook time of them significantly. That guy's good. There you go.
Just that simple then.
That's simple. Put some olive oil on. Whatever oil you want. I use olive oil pretty much all the time. And you just rub them all over. Wash these to start so you can eat the skin too.
Right, that's definitely one of my favorite parts is the skin. So that's just a regular cookie sheet, and then what do you bake them on for the oven?
Bake them at 400.
400. You said for about 30 minutes for that size.
Mm-hmm.
Basically till a fork goes in them as tender. Is that the key?
That's basically the key for cooking baked potatoes in any case.
All right.
It gets nice and crispy though on this part because you put them face down.
So we will come over here. Set our oven to 400, you said?
Yep.
Set to 400. All right, nothing like cooking with a gas oven.
Now we just salt them all. Give them some pepper. I'm sure you could use other seasonings, but I like salt and pepper. And you just flip them all face down.
Salt and pepper on both sides.
Pepper on both sides, so you get some nice flavor on the skin too.
Very good. Nice and simple. That's a lot easier than dicing them all up and doing everything else.
It takes about half the time of doing them in foil or just whole on a cookie sheet.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. You just throw those in the oven.
So that's our sweet potatoes ready to go straight in the oven. As soon as that preheats, takes a few minutes.
Now we get to try something new.
Trying something new. We love bacon in this house. And something else we cook with a lot is venison. We do a lot with venison. I regularly put, I would say, anywhere between 3 and 5 a year in the freezer. So we do a lot with venison. So we're always looking for different ways to cook the venison. Abby's very good at it.
Okay. Figure we'll wrap each side up.
looks like these were marinated already, these pieces of venison.
Yeah, I marinated these in, you really can choose whatever you like. I'm trying a balsamic. It's a vinaigrette. So it's not just balsamic vinegar.
The balsamic vinaigrette?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And we'll just kind of wrap them.
And then what cut is this?
This is the tenderloin, so this is a good,
Ooh.
good stuff.
Very nice. And these are good sized tenderloins too.
Yeah,
Must have
yes.
been out of last year's buck.
Yeah, all the big guys.
So one of the keys when cooking, well, when cooking steaks in general, is you want to try to let that meat come to a room temperature before you cook it. And venison is no different. One of the big differences with venison is the temperatures at which it's done. And that Abby knows those temperatures much better than I do.
If this were beef and you wanted it rare, it would be 145. But for venison, it's 125. And that was quite a learning curve for us because we kept getting well done meat. We're like, why is it well done? It's supposed to be rare, or medium, whatever it was that we were trying for. And it was not. It was very disappointing and kind of upsetting, honestly. And then I found some chart online, I think, and it said, this is supposed to be 125 rare. And I was like, that's like a 20-degree difference. That's huge.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. And like you said, we were cooking things on the grill and bringing them in at 145 and trying to figure out why they were basically well done all the way through. And that was really the key, was the fact that, you know, if we pull it off, I guess you pull it off the heat at 120, right? 120, 123, 125.
We don't like it rare.
That's true. But if you want it rare, you're pulling it off the heat at 120, 121. We pull it off about 125, and that gives us that medium rare. It's like a good recipe.
I'm hoping.
So again, one of the keys to cooking beef or venison is that room temperature, or as close as you can to room temperature to start. Because then you're not fighting that real cold in the center when you're trying to do.
Then it's not well done on the outside and still uncooked in the middle.
Yeah. Does it have anything to do with the tenderness as well? That it comes to room temperature a little bit?
I think just because of the cooking difference, it ends up affecting the texture of it.
Okay. That looks pretty good.
Okay. Preheat the pans.
Preheat the pans, you said?
Oh, the pan using a cast iron.
So we're cooking this on the cast iron, the big square one?
The big guy.
Alright. So we do like cast iron here. Even with having a big stove, sometimes it feels like we run out of room on a big 6-burner even, so that's the big pot from canning the other day. This is the regular big cast iron skillet we use. And then the other one that Abby slid out of the way a few seconds ago is one that we use for our breakfast in the morning, the eggs and the pancakes. And that is a regular steel. It's a little bit like cast iron where it gets seasoned. And Abby is currently preheating this. And we have somebody. Hi. Hi. Yeah.
I want sweet potato. So we're trying something a little different because I've never done this before. But usually you would want a hard sear on your pan. But since it's bacon, I'm going to go for a little bit of a not quite as hot pan. So it cooks the bacon nice without burning the meat.
The oven just beeped that it's preheated. And we'll put these in kind of in the mid to lower area of the oven if you've got a few racks. I would say that one's at 30-minute mark, and that one's at what, about 2/3 of the way down the oven? That rack is. You can see the meat starting to sizzle here a little bit.
Bacon, I think, technically has to get cooked to 165, but we kind of just measure it by sight because it's hard to measure the temperature of a very thin piece of meat. But we kind of just measure that by sight, and we want to make sure that's done and the inside is not 165, because 165 on venison is dead. You don't want dead meat. That looks like it can move. Half a tongue. Put some color on the bacon. Roll number 2. More that down. There we go. They smell pretty good.
Starting to smell pretty good.
Rotating so it's a more even cook.
There we go. Looks pretty good. A little hard to get the bacon crispy and the interior temperature of the meat correct. Might be easier over an open flame or on the grill than in a skillet, but that looks pretty good.
Everyone here is done except for the big guy.
And I see you didn't actually push a fork into them. You used the back of the spatula just to see if they were done.
I've done it both ways. Depends on what I have handy on this. A nice crispiness on the bottom.
Looks good.
And we'll throw the last guy in for another couple minutes.
And that one can go back in. We can probably just turn the oven right off. Well, I think that looks like a pretty good dinner.
I'd eat it.
Thanks for watching Elmendorf Acres and Abby in the kitchen. Another great dinner tonight. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Till next time.